It's now time.
I'm so excited.
Oh no! I actually love you, but bye.
Oh, it's so wrong. I gotta go. I got something new. Not as exciting as this. I'll tell you that right now, but.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Survive Now Stockwatch. I'm the mellow man, William West, the one and only, the best. Y'all know how it is. And join with me. I will say, I have to give you props today, Josh, because you had Shannon dead last episode.
I did, of course.
And I know how you rank things too. It's not like it wasn't a pick of Shannon having the worst win equity. It was the pick of Shannon most likely being the one to go. Am I correct of this assessment, Mr. Josh Pickle?
Well, yeah, the people who I put on the bottom are the people who are probably going to go home next. Like, that's just how I look at my ranks. So if I felt that Shannon was the next to go, that felt like the next biggest target. This week, seeing how it happened, I was somebody who thought this was going to be a joint tribal, not a one tribe of fours going to tribal. So I was expecting a joint tribal. Them losing kind of just aided in the fact that, you know, she got on a tribe with Sage. And that kind of really, I think that was the detriment to Shannon's game. We can talk about that. There's some interesting things this week. I think this is probably the most interesting episode of the entire season. I don't know about you.
Honestly,
I have a lot more to talk about this episode than I have probably the last three.
Well, it was like what I said last episode. It was a good setup episode. And I think that's the beauty about this episode is that it's finally we get payoff again in Survivor, which is something I feel like we just haven't gotten recently. And that's the one thing about Survivor New Era I've always appreciated was the edit, especially from 45 to 47. Last season was a little rough, and we're finally coming back to that. And I'm very happy, and I'm very excited to see the merge now because I think we're past the clearing. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. I'm not going to lie to you, Josh. But real quick, Josh.
What's up?
Why aren't you in a costume?
You know what's so funny? I was going to answer that. I thought about wearing a costume, but the only costumes that I have ready are like ones that would require a mask. So I don't think you'd really see who I'd be for Halloween unless you want me to be Billy Loomis from the Scream movies. That's all I have. It's still a costume, right? I'll take it.
It's still a costume. I'm Snoopy, by the way.
Yes. So happy Halloween, everyone. I know we didn't open with that, but it is a great night for all.
Not just that, but did you know that Halloween, October 31st, is also National Snoopy Day?
It's a day to put it on. Was Snoopy created on Halloween?
I have no idea. Probably the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, but my a good friend of mine told me.
That's a good fun fact. I like that.
Oh yeah. Unless she made it up. I'm not a reputable source, gang. I am a good source when it comes to Survivor Now Stockwatch, though. When it comes to stocks and knowing who to root for and who to root against, you come to here. We got the opinions for you. But Josh, do you want to skip the formalities? Do you want to head straight into Shannon? Or you want to start talking business?
I mean, I love talking stocks.
The stock. It's what we're here for. You know, it's the meeting of the minds. You know, it's the end point, the end resolve. If you think about it.
Okay.
And other big words. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Oh, I forgot to switch it. I'm so sorry.
Hello.
Hello. He's still here, guys. Don't worry. Josh Elliott Pickle, the one and only. And Gemini loves the Scream franchise. Same.
Yeah, it's a good horror movie franchise. But you know what? Last night, or I guess 2 nights ago, it kind of feels like last night. Last season we did it on Thursdays. Now we're on Fridays. So Wednesday felt like a horror movie. I feel like Jawan said that episode 1. You know, this is This is probably like act 3 of Sage's horror story. I don't know. I want to ask you, Will, like, honestly, what did you think about that?
About the what?
The exit.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was rich. I thought it was unique. I thought getting I mean, Sage just being like, "I'll give you a hug later," and then Shannon being so unaware. I thought it was a beautiful. I thought it just showcased their entire friendship from start, middle, and end. Because Shannon, again, whether she's genuine or not, it still comes off as just very fake. The handshake, Gemini loved it. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a throwback to old school Survivor where people are bitter, no one's happy, and it's what fans have been asking for. This is it.
Some people have,
Did you like it?
considered Sage to be an icon because of all the facial reactions to the camera. I watched with my dad. My dad's had some big reactions when Sage was just like looking to the camera, disgusted. But here's what I will say. I personally actually felt really, really bad for Shannon.
Same.
Put yourself in Shannon's shoes. And when you're looking at it, you have this response from someone that you really like. It seemed like Shannon really wanted to work with Sage from that moment on, but Sage had this feeling towards Shannon. And kind of, to me, if I was in Shannon's shoes, I'm going to Ponderosa thinking, what did I do wrong? And I'm waiting days and days and days, not really having an answer to that. And I kind of felt bad for Shannon in that moment. I understand Sage's point of view, and I understand where she's coming from as well. But just for Shannon in that moment, just not knowing and not having an answer to that, I don't know what
I mean, I think Shannon took it well. I think Shannon understood where she went wrong. I think she even said it in her exit interview. She says she connected too well with too many people, and naturally that is going to make other people feel a certain way. If you are claiming to be best friends with every single person on a deep and personal level, obviously when tribal council happens and you have to vote people off, you will turn your back on someone. And Sage knew that when Shannon had to cut her own, she would start with Sage and already started with Sage. So I don't know. I think Shannon took it as Sage is just in the game right now and needs to stay focused, and took it as a game move. And when they talk, they'll talk. And I don't know. I think Shannon took it well. That's all I will say.
She did. She did take it well.
But on the flip side, Shannon played a really cool game, and I think was a really fun TV character for the short time we had her.
No, I think she 100%. Shannon was one of the bigger personalities this season, and I think her personality got her far. I mean, if Shannon was in a situation, let's say she got on a tribe, let's swap Sophie with an I in Shannon. Shannon survives that. Rizzo, Savannah, Shannon, she makes it. I think Shannon was swap screwed. Essentially, I think there's no better way to put it. Being on a tribe of 4 where there's nowhere to hide, and Sage is already in a situation where she wants Shannon out. I mean, I think it was bound to happen in that situation. I don't see a way where Shannon survives, because Sage is was always going to pitch Shannon's name.
I think technically Shannon was swap screwed. But I also think that Shannon shouldn't have been throwing Sage's name under the bus and played as hard as she was when she wasn't going to tribal. And I say that because of just the swap and how the swap played out, where she at no point went to tribal council, but still threw Sage under the bus and still played really hard and still went on everyone's radars, because it wasn't just Sage that was after Shannon. It was also Steven as well. The only person that really hung on to Shannon was Jawan, but Jawan also realized the writing was on the wall. And so, I think if Shannon played the game differently, she would make it farther. But at the same time, I did not want Shannon to play the game differently. I wanted Shannon to play the Shannon game. And here we are.
And Shannon played a very unique game. Shannon played her game, and I think that's all you really can do when you go out and play Survivor. Be yourself, be authentic, be unique, you know?
Yeah.
And Shannon didn't want to play like anybody else. Shannon wanted to be herself. And I think that's a very beautiful thing.
And I just like a positive villain. Like this is the villain I love. This is the coach villainous. This is it reminds me of Thomas as well. Survivor New Era, they've been giving us great villains that go out in the pre-merge. Bring back Josh from 44, bring back Thomas, bring back Shannon. I never liked the let's bring back a lot of pre-mergers into one tribe. But you could do it. You could do it with the New Era pre-mergers.
Mm.
And Shannon being voted out marks the end of innocence and love within season 49.
Oh well. Yeah, a lot of villains this season. I'm gonna say.
Hey, if that means the rest of the season is just like one big shit show and everyone hates each other and it's the second coming of Gabon or 46,
I think
sign me up.
I think you can make a pitch for Shannon being considered a villain this season, Jake
No,
being
she
considered a villain this season, Sage. If you look at it in a specific way, some people could consider Sage. You think Sage is more a hero than a villain?
I think Sage is anti-hero. I think because
she's not 100% a hero. She's not.
But she's a protagonist. But she's a protagonist.
She is a protagonist, but I'm like, oh.
She's an underdog. She's on the bottom of the majority alliance, the hip, normal majority alliance. Sage is a bit of an oddball. I think Sage just doesn't appear to be a hero because Sage's edit is very strange. But we'll get to Sage's edit when we get to Sage's edit. Because it does make me a little worried about what comes next for Sage, I will say.
Okay.
But that's a story for another time. And a moment where Sage was safe, Danak cut to a scene with Shannon nodding. This is why I like Stockwatch, because I did not notice that. And I love the little nods that Survivor does. It's like the D being the winner. Y'all remember that from 45? I remember that from 45. Anywho, Josh, you ready to get into the people who are still in the game, the people who are still around?
I'm kind of hoping that the person in 11th place for us is who I'm thinking right now. I know we both ranked this person low, but I'm ready to jump into them because it has a direct effect with this Shannon vote out, and I think it would be a good segue.
Is it Christina?
Oh, no, it wasn't, but I know they're coming up.
Yeah. So Christina is a very interesting case. I also had Christina at 11, but it's okay. I forgot to mark that down. But Christina, again, is getting nothing. And she had a cool moment. This episode was big for her. This was her big spotlight. But to be as cruel as possible in the land of Survivor Stockwatch, it doesn't matter. Christina still doesn't have a strong strategic edit. She doesn't have a strong winner edit.
I don't think she really has any footing in the game, really.
Yeah. And her edit so far just seems so discombobulated. And I have to wonder, I have to speculate. I have a reasonable guess as to why Sophie was getting shafted so early on. Christina, I wonder if maybe she's not delivering in like the confessionals because of just how hot it's been, how exhausted she's been, maybe, or if she has like bigger moments down the line. I have a crackpot theory. I have a big one.
Whoa.
I'm gonna play the graphic actually.
Yeah, I think you should.
I'm gonna. Do we think Christina is going to be a medevac in Survivor 49?
I don't think that is crackpot. I was thinking that as well after this. I wasn't sure if the first medical the first medical evaluation was a sign for what's later to come. If Christina isn't a medevac, I do think that there will come a time. This is another theory. where Christina might be voted out because someone else uses an excuse of Christina's exhausted, we'd be doing her a favor, something like that along the lines. We've seen it before. I think we're not above that. I don't know where we are. I can see Savannah saying that at the merge. Oh, yeah, you know, Savannah finds the littlest things. And Savannah does her little Savannah thing. She runs around and she talks to everybody. And I think she's very talkative. So that's my, that's an angle I could see that happening.
And I only say that because all of the screen time that she has, it's very personality forward. It's very, this is Christina's story. This is, you know, the journey for her and what she wants to accomplish on Survivor. The motives for why she's playing, there for her kids. And we get a lot of backstory, but everything else, everything that matters on the actual island, we do not hear from Christina. All we've heard is that Christina likes Shannon or liked Shannon, and then Steven and MC kind of talked her out of it. Crackpot would be Christina quits. I don't know. I don't think there will be a quitter in the new, like a true quitter in the new era.
Christina doesn't give give Twitter energy. I feel like Christina.
I forgot about Hannah Rose. Never mind.
Christina has a lot to play for. Christina's out there for her family. I think although Christina really misses home, Christina is the perfect candidate to take for one of those sanctuary visits where there's a letter. If Christina's still around, I'm willing to say this. I think Christina is the perfect person. If I'm playing, I'm taking Christina because I know Christina is going to miss her kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Christina.
And I think Christina right now she's not a free agent necessarily, but I do think that once the side warfare finally breaks up, because I think it will, I don't think it's going to be Hina v. Uli the entire time. I think once that happens, Christina will be seen as a free agent and either the first casualty of a new alliance, perchance, or she could even get picked up, I think, and have a spot at Final 3. I don't want to say GOAT because I don't want to be mean, but just as a player who's more passive.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really good at damage control. I can just JK. But Christina seems nice and she seems cool. It's just not a lot of screen time. And
I will say, out of everyone this episode, I feel that Christina, even though Christina had her moment at the reward challenge, even though it wasn't really a moment, I mean, like it was like a medical thing, which I hope she was okay. But I think besides that, Christina didn't really have a lot of spotlight in the confessionals. I feel that every single person in this game had their moment besides Christina in terms of a positive light, or I can see where a game can go now, or a new opportunity for everybody. I feel like there was a new opportunity for every single person except for Christina.
Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes in a cast, you don't need 18 main characters. Sometimes you just need a small character to pop out every once in a while and remind you of what's up. And that's what Christina is to this season. Then she's doing a good job, I think. Or maybe that's just me not trying to be toxic and hate on everything Survivor New Era and be like, ew, Survivor New Era. I want Micronesia back. Grr. Anywho, you want to talk about Jawan now?
Yeah, we could talk about Jawan. So sorry, I have to put my mic on mute because I think there's someone outside blowing leaves and it's like really loud. So
you're all good.
You could start with Jawan. That would be great. But Jawan was the person who I actually wanted to talk about, who I thought was at the bottom.
Yeah, Jawan is such an interesting case because there's a lot of discourse surrounding him, and it brings up a conversation that I would like to have with everyone because I think it's an important conversation to happen when talking Survivor in the way we do. But how genuine is Jawan's edit treating us? Because to me, every time I see Jawan on screen, I take a lot of his confessionals as him being very unaware, just a player who is on the out of a power structure, but thinks they are more integrated than they are, and generally just being outplayed. And Juwan is a very popular character, at least on Reddit right now, on some social medias. And a lot of the conversation is Juwan is playing a really smart game. It's just not being shown by the edit. And I can kind of see it. I think Juwan could be playing a really good game. Someone who is, just not getting the cast that could benefit, because Juwan is stuck on a tribe with like pretty people. And Juwan is a bit of an outcast and a bit of a nerd, and all-time great in the making. People love Juwan. I get it. And so he did not start off great on Uli because it's a lot of like prettier people and Juwan's awkward. And so I could see him being like a mastermind who's just stuck, playing a game that is not meant for him. But also we have to we have to talk about the fact that his edit is not good. All of his confessionals are contradictory in nature, and that I don't like a lot of his plans. And I understand why he votes the way he votes every tribal council, but the path getting there is not it's not any signs of a winner. And I'm very low on Juwan, but I'm hoping for a resurgence. I'm hoping for him to like vote out Savannah. I think that'd be awesome. Am I the only one?
So where I stand with Juwan is I think Juwan is essentially screwed, but it comes from the fact that he doesn't know that Savannah is still like trying to target him. When they show up at the merge and they see that one of their own was voted out, especially someone from their alliance, Savannah is going to lose her mind. I think Juwan might be sacrificed and there won't be an OG tribe alliance, because I think Savannah is no longer going to be able to trust Juwan anymore in this game, especially in a merge. I think Juwan really, this could be the setup to Juwan's demise. Sage lives another day and Steven lives another day because Juwan ultimately, voted this out. Sage has her reasoning, but Juwan flipped too. Juwan could say it was my name that was out there. Shannon was pulling that, but knowing what we know now, Savannah is always going to be after Juwan. She has this thing out for him, and now being on the same tribe and having one of their numbers go in a situation where they all should have survived, I just don't see it. I don't see it. But there is an upside to Juwan. Juwan does have this genuine connection with Steven. I thought he got a great edit in terms of where I see a new path going forward. Maybe Juwan's not on the bottom. Maybe Sage and Juwan can help out the Hina members moving forward in the merge. I like the opportunities. Juwan has an in with Steven. I feel like out of anybody that we've seen from Steven and his alliances, Juwan is most likely going to be that strongest connect. I could see Juwan, Alex, and Steven at the merge. 100%. Because we know that Steven has that connection probably with the chickens situation. And Juwan here, I'm starting to see more of Steven's game here. And I think Juwan can definitely be an asset to that.
Yeah. Sage can back up the story of Shannon coming after Juwan. But also, like, I don't know. I don't know how close Sage and Juwan really are, because they are the closest from being on the bottom of Uli. But I think they are going to go their own paths. I think Juwan is going to try to get in with Steven. I think Sage is going to do whatever. I don't know. And Juwan doesn't go down with Sage against Savannah Rizzo. Yeah. I'm hoping for the underdogs. But the thing with the Steven and Juwan bond and conversation moment, I credit all of that to Steven, because it was framed in a way where it was Steven going, I need to make inroads, I need to make connections, I will kill a chicken for an alliance. And then he makes an ally with Juwan, and Juwan's like still saying he's oldly strong, and he's like, I love Steven, he's my nerd friend, but he has to go. And so I'm not high on Juwan because of that confessional that came right after. And that's like what I mean when I say Juwan's not getting a good edit in terms of confessional content.
I hear you.
It's hard to say with Juwan because I say all of this now, and he's still probably making it to like Final 5 somehow, just by proxy. It's always like a random player. It's going to be Juwan.
That's why they keep showing him every single episode because he gets all the way to 4 or something.
He makes it to Final 5. Somehow has like the most win equity. I'm gonna be eating my words come like 2 episodes from now. I'm sure. Anywho, we have 2 more people in the red. I already talked about Sophie S because Sophie S had a moment this episode.
I don't know if it was a good moment.
I mean, it was good. It was just, I think in context, I think it loses context.
So here's where I'm at with Sophie. She was kind of trying to call the shots. We saw a little bit more strategy from Sophie. Sophie really kind of wanted to control that vote. And that scares me coming into the merge because Matt was the one from Hina that was trying to control the votes, was trying to be the voice of reason. And now Jason's gone. And we're looking at Sophie, Christina, Steven, and MC. And out of those, I feel MC and Steven are more hesitant, laid back. Christina doesn't really say anything when it comes to strategy. Sophie's going to be the one who's going to call those shots. Sophie's going to be the one who's going to get herself into trouble. I saw a little bit more of Sophie, and honestly, I don't like the stock. The stock for Sophie is tanking. She was right there in the middle. She's going down.
But is she wrong?
But
is she wrong?
I don't like the way she presented it to her other alliance members, saying that it was something that they needed to do instead of trying to pitch it as a suggestion that's good for all of them. I don't know. I think maybe it's the approach. It's the flaw that I'm seeing in the way of approaching that. I'm going to need to see some improvement. We haven't seen much from Sophie. That's all I have is that sort of dictation. I don't know if I would call it dictation, but the way that she approached her alliance members about that, I think if Sophie comes in with that same mentality, says it to the wrong person, or comes in with this ideology of, oh, Rizzo, hey, I know you have the idol. Sophie's a threat.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because there's nothing else we got about Sophie's position, about who she's tight with. We don't know anything about her outside of.
We got a lot of confessionals this week with Sophie, though.
We got 2.
That's still a lot more than what we had before.
She finally surpasses Nicole for confessional count, by the way. This episode.
I'm just saying,
and Annie, by the way.
I think we got a lot more of Sophie this episode than we've had in previous individual episodes. So it was nice to see more of Sophie's positioning. But I think Sophie was trying to be top dog on that tribe. Absolutely.
Yeah. But I don't think being top dog in a tribe of 4 with how the dynamics were and how everything played out, I don't think Sophie was playing it wrong because she found an in with Alex and she had her cake and was able to eat it, and she recognized that Nate was still the top dog. I don't know. I thought it worked out. Ooh, I'm playing the graph before I read this out loud, but we got a spicy crackpot. Hold on, guys. Let me play the clip. Crackpot theory. Sophie and Alex may have a bit of a showmance. I say this because similar to Austin 45, Alex talked about finding love on the island in his 1-minute video, and Sophie makes sense as the person he ended up being with in this episode kind of shows that. If that's true, if it's accurate, Jay, that would be the craziest prediction in Survivor history.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen anything. I think Sophie's game. I think Sophie's just thinking about, how to get to the end. I don't know if
But
Sophie's looking for a showman's.
but here's
Oh,
here's, here's
wait. Hold up. Sophie with an E. I read that wrong. Wait.
oh
Okay, I'm going to have to keep an eye out. I haven't really been paying attention to that.
I mean, it's hard to pay attention to because we haven't seen Sophie at all.
Did Alex really say he wanted to find love on the island? You're on the wrong show.
Hey, people have done it before. He wants to be Boston. Alex,
Love Island, baby. Like, Alex is good looking. We'll see him on there. That's what we're.
Now we're seeing him on the challenge, dog. Put that man on.
I'm willing to bet you'll see Jake on the challenge.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
That man, yeah, 100%.
I would love to see Jake on the challenge.
Do you know who I want to see on the challenge as well?
Uh-oh.
I want to see Rizgod on there. I want to see Rizgod against like a bunch of like muscular like Wes and like the challenge people because everyone's so strong.
Something tells me Rizzo's only going to stay with Survivor.
This is a great
maybe the traders. I can see the traders.
Yeah. I just want to see Rizzo out of his element even more than Survivor. Rizgod was built for Survivor. He's the John Cochran of Survivor.
Oh no.
Anywho, is there anything else to talk about Sophie?
No, it was just that one moment where she pulled aside her tribe mates and said, "Hey, we got to make sure that we're gonna do him." So I don't know.
I don't blame that. I don't dislike that. I think that could work, especially because Nate's a threat. But
I would put. I know my rank is deceiving. I put Sophie at 9th, but I do think there's a chance that if there was a backup option to who I think could be voted out next, or if Christina isn't the next to go, it's gonna be Sophie.
I think it's Juwan. I think Juwan goes next.
That's a good possibility too.
I think if it's an Uli person, it's Juwan or Sage.
I think Uli, Juwan, Sophie is Hina.
Mm-hmm. Unless like MC goes out of nowhere and just like
I don't think a Kella member goes. Why would you? Why would you vote out a Kella member?
Yeah, they're too weak right now.
Right now.
But in regards to the showmance too, Alex said being in Fiji changed my life, and he'll remember forever. Cuts to him and Sophie talking. Could that be a coincidence in the Big 25? I don't think so. Personally. Anywho, let's talk about Sage now, who honestly is like one of the first people to like really have a lot to talk about because Sage is at number 8, and I understand why we have Sage low. Sage has been delivering, I will say. I'm very happy with Sage, and I'm excited to see Sage in the merge. The only problem is that is her edit too one-sided? Is it only about getting Shannon out, and is Sage's whole edit just about being against Shannon?
Because I think so.
I think it can go either way. I think it can go either way because we still heard from Sage. Sage in the first 3 episodes was very quiet, but we got some personal content. She's shown to be very strange and very weird. It's just everything else recently has been against Shannon. So I think what needs to happen is I think next episode needs to be very strong. It needs to be her making allies, Mother Sage. There we go. But if she's able to make those allies, very early on in the merge, and be able to just be chill and be calm and let the Uli v Hina side war happen, where they take shots at each other's top people, then I think it's very good for Sage long term, and maybe she makes it far. It's hard to say. but I think she's going out soon, or sooner rather than later.
I think Sage is going to be proven to be unreliable because I honestly believe that it's going to be Sage who's probably going to be outed as the one who talked about the idol. Rizzo's probably going to ask about that. And with that and Sage being the one to pitch Shannon to go, I think that honestly makes Sage a really big threat. I do think the edit is about getting Shannon out because I do think that that might be a setup to how Sage goes home. I don't think that that's probably going to be tolerated by either Rizzo or Savannah. So it's another way of saying, hey Sage, you might be the next to go because you've given up information of where the idol was and you voted out one of your own and was the one who pushed that name. Like you've done 2 acts of going against, your whole tribe. You've decided to flip. You've shown that you flipped. And honestly, I don't think Sage is a player who can go back to that home anymore. I don't think that door is going to be open. I think at this merge, Sage has completely locked that door shut, and she needs to move forward with those Hina members, or else she's on her own. And honestly, I don't see the trajectory. I've put Sage in the middle because Sage could be somebody who can be voted out this next episode because of what she's done. Or Sage could potentially be one of those people that hides behind the Hina. She did. Yeah, Zans.
Yep.
She burned that bridge. Sage is no longer welcome. If you were in that alliance, let me ask the viewers, if you were in that alliance with Rizzo, Savannah, Nate, would you welcome Sage back with open arms? That's 2 counts. An idol that was released to an entire tribe, so that means Rizzo's got to be upset, and you voted out someone from that alliance, someone from your original tribe, when you had a 3-1 majority on OG numbers.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though.
Mind you, also, Sage had played the whole game with Shannon as well, so she also shot her own player in the foot. Like, when you're playing Survivor, why would you get rid of numbers that you've worked with or that you've been on a tribe with? At this point, we've had 3 different tribes. Sage has been on 3 separate tribes with Shannon. At that point, other people are making connections. You shouldn't want to lose Shannon, somebody that you've been with this entire time for it. I get you want to vote him out, but I think what needs to be understood is Sage doesn't understand the art of timing. There's a time and place for everything. Shannon wasn't coming after you. In fact, Shannon saw you as her number 1. What?
She was. Shannon threw Sage.
Shannon threw out Jawan's name in that moment.
Yeah.
Is with Sage. In that moment, Shannon is with Sage. We got to forget about the fact that Shannon threw out that name. At that point, you're locked with Shannon. I get that there's not a trust thing, but if Sage saw that Shannon was a big shark to take out right before the merge, bravo. But I do think that those are numbers that you may need in the merge. And if you can make a pitch to say, Shannon, like there are other connections that are happening on these tribes. Like, we've been together this entire game. Just voting out another number that you're working with, I don't see as good gameplay. I don't. You need to be strong with your numbers.
My thing is, though, Sage never had a true number. I think if Rizzo is legitimately angry at Sage for throwing him under the bus, I think that's hypocritical. Because let's not pretend like Sage was in good with Uli, or that Sage, had Uli gone to tribal, Sage would have been in the flow of information. Sage was on the bottom the entire game, and I think she's still on the bottom right now.
Cheers.
And while Shannon and Sage were tight, even though Sage doesn't know the full extent of it, I think she was still correct in assessing that Shannon is not with Sage 100%, and that Sage knew that Sage needs Shannon way more than Shannon needs Sage, and that Sage is very expendable to Shannon, and we saw that in the second tribe swap, or the initial tribe swap, where Shannon threw Sage's name under the bus when they were supposed to be top allies, and it wasn't done in a way that was like, hey, we're both on the bottom right now, we both got to do what we got to do, and like if we can come together. It wasn't like that. Shannon was still preaching how close her and Sage were and how they were good. And so I think, honestly, what needs to happen is Sage needs to be brutally honest with Rizzo. I think if Rizzo, once they merge, if Sage goes to Rizzo and says, hey, I'm not trying to be against you, but, I was on the bottom of Uli or after Jawan, which, is not a high bar whatsoever. You have an idol, and I know that you're not playing it on me. My closest ally, or the person I thought was my closest ally, was throwing me under the bus on the Hina tribe, and I had to take the shot when I had to. And I felt way better with Steven and with Jawan than I did with Shannon. And honestly, Sage needs to throw Jawan under the bus too. That's what I was about to say when we were talking about Jawan, but I wanted to save it. If Sage blames it all on Jawan, and that Sage was doing what she had to do to stay in the flow of information, I think Savannah takes the shot at Jawan. I think Sage survives another round.
And then,
but that's really crafty.
Sage would be building up. If that happened, then you can't call Sage an anti-hero anymore. If Sage does that, Sage is a full-on villain. That is villainous.
No, but she's against the bad guys. Come on.
Jawan's a bad guy? What has Jawan done? He's not a bad guy. Oh, I took your water bottle. I took your bag. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's not a bad guy.
The fact that we're talking about Sage v. Jawan is truly the travesty of Survivor 49. Alexa, please take it away. I don't know. I don't think Sage has been playing it nearly as bad. I just think she's a victim of circumstance.
All right. Well, we'll have to see where she goes.
Jawan's a hero. That's what he wants y'all to think. I know Jawan. Jawan's playing a villainous game right now. There's a backlog of Jawan. He lied to okay. Jawan's not a hero. He purposely lied to Jason, who I don't think even knows what Survivor is.
Jawan just wants to play tribe strong, but he doesn't realize that he's at the bottom of his tribe. Maybe Shannon wasn't a wake-up call for him. I don't know. It should be. Since he had down for sure.
100%. I think that's it when it comes to Sage, by the way. I don't know if there's though I was excited to talk about Sage because Sage I don't think was like the best.
Well, Sage had the most confessionals this episode. Sage had the most to pretty much talk about.
And plus it's an ending to one of her storylines. I hope she doesn't get married. Because remember how Mary was in last season where she had a set storyline and then just went nowhere and she was shafted for the rest of the season? Mm. I don't want that. Especially not with Sage. Anywho, let's talk about the RIZGOD, Riz God Baby, who I still have number 7.
It's a good spot for him, actually. I think Rizzo had to go down. He has power, but we're still not seeing much. His stock went up when he got the idol, but honestly, we got to bring it down. It's been exposed. He's told about it. He has some information, but honestly, I don't see where he has in terms of leverage in the game. I think the merge is where that's really going to come out, but as right now, he's kind of coasting, to be honest. I don't really see winner potential here. I think he's just kind of coasting. He hasn't really made any moves. He had some great moments, but those moments have kind of faded out like a candle. Like it's out. So I need Rizzo to kind of reignite that light. I mean, again, we didn't see much of Rizzo this episode or things that were really new to what we're looking for in terms of Survivor Stockwatch. I had to bring him down. We're not getting much. And I look forward to hopefully seeing a better edit in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rizzo's problem, or not problem. I think the thing with Rizzo, I think he's going to be a bigger force and presence in the late game. I think right now he's just hiding. I think he's just playing under the radar. Like realistically, we don't really see much of his gameplay, so I'm mainly just guessing based off of just what's been going on. I think he's just going to stay in his alliance of like Shannon and soon Sophie and Nate, and I think they're going to ride it out whether or not they are really strong the whole time or they fall apart or what. I think come the midpoint or even end game, I think Rizzo is going to pick up steam. And running out of steam, better dig deep. I mean, he's good at digging, as we saw. But yeah, there's not much. He had a fishing scene. The problem is with New Era. The problem is that your feelings aside of what like the actual scene itself, because I'm not a big fan of the constant Riz God segments. I'm hoping for more just like I like the character drama.
It's fading away for me because like he keeps saying it, but he's not proving it. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at with it right now. Like I would love for this personality to like show up and be something, but if you're gonna be Rizgod, you need to play that.
You gotta
idol.
do something.
You gotta do something. Like
you can't.
That's where I'm at. We're at episode 6, and I don't see him doing anything. So you know what? Give your idol to Savannah. Have that knowledge is power used on you. Look at that.
Yeah.
Out of my hands.
Yeah. And I don't blame Rizgod as well because it's mainly editors. Again, like Rizzo seems like he's having fun with it. If I was on Survivor, I'd be doing a character bit the whole time too. I'm not gonna act like I'm above Rizzo. Me and Rizzo, we're cut from the same cloth of being Gen Z and annoying. We know what's up. But the problem is with Rizzo is that 6 episodes in, he's found the idol, which is impressive, right? And he won the first challenge. But like everything else, like nothing has mattered. He went to go catch fish, did not catch fish, still called himself Riz God. That one moment I thought was really negative, and I don't like the whole instilling fear and trying to be like the Godfather. I don't dislike it in terms of I thought it was funny because I think it's going to blow up, but I think that kind of screen time does not bode well for the future. And
Agreed.
So I think there is still win potential with Rizzo, but sooner as the game progresses, he's becoming more and more of a personality hire than like actual strategic force. Not saying he doesn't have strategy, but you know what I mean. He's there because he's Riz God, not because he's going to like run circles around people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He knows what I'm saying.
I do.
Speaking of saying, do you want to say things about Alex now? The big number 6.
So like I had to rank him low too. I really like this is like my true in the middle. When I always say when I do the stocks and it's like the person who I put in the middle is the one who I'm most unsure of. Alex is in this spot. I'm not getting a lot from him. Where is he? He disappeared from my TV screen.
Yeah, that's a little concerning. But the thing is with Alex is that he had the most amount of screen time and was dominating the confessional counts so early on. And while I don't think Survivor editors, they pay attention to confessional counts, otherwise we'd be looking at a different season. I do think he's on a cooldown right now by nature, because if otherwise, then he would just be overexposed. I think he did have his moments. I thought he had a really cool episode. He was very introspective. He was just talking about how thankful he was to be in Survivor, how Fiji changed his life. And so we're still hearing from him every episode. He's still getting strategic insight as well. And he's still playing a good game. It's just there's not a focus because he's not going to tribals right now. And he's able to relax.
He's also in this gray area for me because when it comes to Alex, I don't really know who's his ally. We've seen him in safe, but like I don't really know who he's working with or who he wants to move forward with. I think it's kind of just like Kamenaji's just gonna go with the Hina guys and just see what's up. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he has really strong connections when it comes to Steven or MC or Christina. I think maybe Steven would be the strongest connection, but I really don't know.
Yeah, I think the I don't know. Alex is right now forced to play day 1 Survivor on day 10, on 2 new tribes, and he's trying to make connections with people. So right now, again, because he's not going to tribal and he hasn't had to, make deals with anyone yet or like show promises or loyalties, I think he's still in a good spot right now. And I think he's still just a safe guy to have in your top list of front runners. I don't think he beats Sophie. I think Sophie clears Alex by a wide margin. But on his own, I think Alex is playing a pretty solid game right now. I think he's deserving of number 4.
Okay. 4 would probably be my ceiling for him.
Yeah, I don't
so. I don't see him going to the end.
100%. And buy from Will, Josh and sell to Will. That's safe actually. I'd buy Alex. Honestly, the highest I would buy Alex is number 3. I think 3 is his ceiling. I don't see number 2 or 1 though. But even a 3 right now is getting locked away from another player.
I don't think you're making money on Alex.
No?
I think it's a small investment. I don't think you're making money off of it though.
I could say the same thing.
You're making pocket change.
I could say the same thing about the next person actually. You want to
Really?
talk about it?
Let's
It's MC.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
You see how MC handled that situation with Rizzo? Oh, hey, by the
Yes.
way, I know you have an idol. She didn't reveal that she had one.
Why would she?
She was a genius.
She made the obvious play. MC's the greatest player.
MC's like, I got an idol, but I'm laying under the radar. And MC's going to get the idol next episode. I think MC really, I keep saying it, she's the one to beat. She's the one to beat. MC is smart. She's calm. She's collected. She thinks about decisions. She's reasonable with them. She's not doing anything too drastic. She's not doing more than what she needs to. And that's what I like about MC. I really still like it. She's shown in competitions that she can win. I'm calling it now. MC is going to win the first individual immunity challenge of this season.
Really? I see it.
Write it down.
I actually am.
Remember that I said this. I want you to correct me if I'm wrong next week. MC will win the individual immunity challenge next week.
And if she loses and gets
I think I
voted
said
out,
next season. I don't know why I said that. I think I messed up. I meant next week, but
this is number 1 of Crackpot
Next week?
rankings. Zans was asking about the Crackpot
exactly,
rankings.
Gemini. That's what I'm saying. That's my point exactly. She didn't have to reveal anything. She helped her case. Hey, Rizzo, I know something. Just letting you know. But she doesn't need to reveal that she has an idol. Absolutely not. Say, hey, I know you, but you have all the power, MC. Right now, MC has the info. MC has probably the most power at the merge because of the fact that she has that hidden idol. And Steven hasn't told anybody about it.
Yeah, the only problem with MC is that who is MC close with outside of Steven and Christina? Like Sophie?
I think it's just OG. Yeah. I don't know. I think right now Steven's playing the best game, I think, in terms of social connections. I think Steven really can integrate himself into a group and make friends really easily. I mean, look at it. Everyone wants to be on Steven's side.
Yeah. Yeah. The only issue with MC is I think her edit is still very weak. I don't think she's shown that much unnecessarily. Every time we see her, it is because we have to see MC because everything she does, it's like the butterfly effect. She went to Rizzo and told him about how Sage threw him under the bus. So now Riz is going to play the merge knowing that information. So we have to see from MC right now. MC finds the beware advantage, which no matter what will have some conflict later down the line. So we have to see MC. I want to see more personality I want to see more just camp life with MC. That is what we're missing. And just more of a focus on MC as the player and not just her being on the bottom. Jay agrees with me too. Will gets it. Thanks, Jay.
I have MC ranked high. MC will always be in my top 4. I think she has her and Sophie to me are playing some of the best games right now.
Yeah.
Or they're the games that I like watching the most.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely rooting for Hina when it comes, honestly. Hina or Sophie is what I'm looking for, or Sage. But no offense to Uli. Yep. MC casually carry half the cast to this point. Pretty much. MC gets the unsung hero award from Survivor 49. Because I feel like after 2 years after 49, people won't talk about MC, but we will. We'll carry the torches. we'll talk about MC forever. Like, hey, this player's good, but no MC. Anywho, we got the top 4. We got the Mount Rushmore of Survivor 49, episode 6. Ready to talk about them, Josh?
Yes.
Do you have anything more to say about MC?
Nope.
Outside of your love for MC? Actually,
no, again,
like,
doesn't have much, but I still rank her high. I think she's in a very powerful position.
On the topic of Alex and Sophie earlier, I just want to say that the cast of 49, they were asked for their Survivor crush, right? MC said Caleb. Caleb responded with check DMs. So I'm just saying, I'm just throwing that out there. And when I heard about this, I was thinking of Beast Mode Cowboy from Korong. So I was alarmed. 45. Yeah, that's what I realized.
Yeah.
I was like, MC and Beast Mode Cowboy is not what I wanted. But so yeah, I just wanted to share that with the people who might not be on social media. We're rooting for you, MC. All of us at Survivor Now. Anywho, let's talk about Nate now, who had a bad episode, but that's okay because Nate's worst episodes are better than people's best.
So you dropped him. I brought him up. I thought he had a good episode because Nate continues to show episode after episode that when he's put in these situations where he could potentially lose, he finds ways to get out of them or to at least build those connections and bonds. And that's something that's really important. It's funny. My dad is somebody who always wanted to play Survivor, right? Mm-hmm. So I have these games that I would play, friends, family. And I always tell my dad, now for this season, I say, Dad, if you're going to play Survivor, you need to play like Nate. Because Nate understands his situation. He understands that he's a little bit older than the tribe that he's put on. He's not calling the shots. In fact, he's working with them and letting them do it for him. He's a collective. He's thinking analytically. He's calm. He's cool. And you know what? He's adaptable. He's somebody who can be open to working with other people. He's done it with Sophie. He welcomes Sophie in with open arms. But Nate is somebody who's really focusing on those social bonds. He's not focusing so much on the strategy. He's only focusing on the strategy when he needs to in a situation like The Journey, trying to convince MC to not get this in a creative way that doesn't really expose it by just showing your cards out front. Nate's a little bit more reserved, and I like that. Being reserved in Survivor can get you really far. I really do think that he's in a good alliance that's going to carry him far in this game. And I moved him up because I've been seeing from that Journey episode, this episode, he's put in these situations where he recognizes his position. He has that situational awareness, and having that in Survivor, is a really strong factor of anybody who wants to win this game. So I have Nate up a little bit higher, specifically because I think he's playing a really, really great game. We see people Nate's age who struggle in situations like this. He's still thinking strategically in an extraordinary way. And you know what? For the way that he's playing this game, I give him props. I honestly, he keeps climbing the ladder. I think Nate is someone who can go deep this game.
I was going to say, Zans, no offense to you or Juwan. In what world is Juwan playing a better game than Nate? Juwan is going to bat for a majority alliance that doesn't like him. Nate has been like insulating himself really like he did in this episode. So my problem with Jay or Juwan or Jay Juwan, sorry Jay, my problem with Nate is exactly what Jay said. He got caught for thinking he had told a good lie because when the swap happened, he's like, I need to integrate myself. I need to tell a half truth, half lie. And the only thing I'll say about that, though, is that I think it's salvageable. I think if Nate is the winner, I think what will get shown to us is Nate will go to the merge and then get targeted. I think Nate needs to get targeted again, and then he's going to understand what went wrong and what happened. And he's the type of person to course correct. I think he's able to still find inroads, and once he's aware of what's being said about him, I think he can correct it, and I think he can still work his way back into people's good graces. Mm-hmm. I think Nate is someone who is able to just be unassuming very well, and I think Nate can be a legitimately really, really good Survivor player. I think he got a bad swap and a bad episode, but this is one of those bad episodes where he has to, get ranked down a little bit. He has to understand what it's like to be at number 5. Tough life for Nate right now, I'm sure. I'm sure Nate is watching this at home like, God damn, the guys at Survivor now, they have me at number 4 overall. This is rough. I hate this.
4 overall is a great spot right now.
But Nate wants to be number 1.
12 or 11 or 10.
But I think Nate is still playing the game really, really well. He's doing things that are very crafty, and I'm rooting for him. And once the merge happens, I will be excited to see how Nate is positioning himself with 11 new people.
I agree.
Or 10 new people. And I honestly, that's all I have to really say about Nate as well. We're going to move right on along to Mr. Steven.
Okay.
Number 6 is crazy.
Wow.
Number 6 is crazy work. Hold on, John. I'm about to clown on you. You had Steven in number 6?
Yeah. Why not?
This was a breakout episode for him, I thought.
Yeah, sure. Steven's shown that he can be well integrated with his connections, but most of those connections are from Hina. I don't know if the Alex thing is going to go anywhere. This Jawan thing is going to go anywhere. But Steven, to me, you want an honest opinion? And Steven, if you're watching this, this is not, a knock against you in any way, but Steven was on a very weak tribe to begin with. And Steven showed that he was the best competitor on that tribe. However, I don't think he's the best competitor in terms of challenges out of everyone who's left.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean anything. That means nothing.
I don't see Steven having any solidified alliances. Name me one.
Name me one? Steven and Jawan.
They're not a solidified alliance.
Steven and MC. Steven, MC, and Christina.
That's one.
That's 2.
Name me one other. I don't see any diversity outside of just staying OG tribe strong and just being somebody who's in there.
Because Uli's been voting out all the Hinas.
I know, but when I'm picking somebody to go high, I want to see somebody who can make connections with other people. I only see Steven making connections with Hina.
Steven made a connection.
Nate is way above Steven. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. We've seen way more of Nate. And plus, Nate has made more moves than Steven that I can remember.
Okay, like in terms of solidified alliances, like
Steven just went to his first tribal council. Do you know how he's going to be when he gets to the merge?
yes,
Like,
okay, Steven should have been the person voted out. He was on a tribe with 3 OG Ulis. 2 were in an alliance together, right? Sage and Shannon should have been tight. Jawan has been Uli strong in every confessional he's had since episode 2. Steven comes in on the bottom and then works Jawan, says, hey, I need to better my position, makes inroads with Sage against Shannon last episode that paid dividends this episode. So everyone is going to be surprised when they see Steven is still in the game. They are going to be like, how is Steven still in? Did Steven play a shot in the dark? Did someone flip? What's going on? This was Steven gets Steven honestly gets such a good edit. It's just, I have been having a hard time putting him ahead, mainly because of Survivor 49 or 50 spoilers. And also because of the lack of Hina screen time. If Steven was on Uli with his edit, Steven would be the de facto number 1 overall pick.
okay. I think you can make a claim for that, and I would agree with it. I would. I mean, I'm just not seeing anything strategically. He's only been in 1 tribal council. Like, I'm not ranking him high. I need to see how he is when push comes to shove. Because, like, honestly, Steven made a great point. You're going to tribal council and you haven't, tested these alliances. You want to see if people are telling you the truth, but you have to go to tribal council to see that. And Steven is only going to tribal council for the first time, the first vote before merge. Like, we're at 11 people. This game started with 18. So Steven had to survive like 5 eliminations.
But Steven in the last episode made a connection with Alex, and we don't see it. It's not explicitly said like, oh, Steven and Alex, they're tight. They might not even have an alliance, but they were shown bonding, and they were shown bonding well. And that was a point I brought up last episode where I'm like, Steven is getting a really good second point of view. Like, the SPV is great with Steven, and he's shown always making allies. He was shown in the first episode, he got a montage of him making allies. Like, I was thinking about moving Steven to number 1 if it wasn't for who I have at number 1. But I think Steven's been playing really, really well, and I think honestly he could still win. And I feel so bad that he hasn't been back in our chat since episode 1 when I had him at like number 10. That pisses me off. Steven has SPV. Good point, actually. You accept the second place with Steven if he sticks with his bro Jawan? Are people hating on Steven?
Yeah, sorry. I ranked him 6th. He was 6th last week, but I didn't see any improvement.
Damn. It's okay. You'll see the light. Come next episode, you'll see the light.
Merge could change a lot.
Merge can change. I'm so afraid for the merge. Anywho. Next up, we have a quiet episode from Savannah. Was it quiet? Savannah, like, again, it has the Rizgod approach where Savannah, like, hasn't gone to much tribal councils. She hasn't really done a whole lot. Still,
here's where I stand with the next 2 players that we have in our top 2. These are 2 sharks. When people are saying that Shannon's a shark, Shannon's like baby shark, do, right? But Sophie and Savannah are like 2 mommy sharks ready to eat you up. So I mean, I have to give more leverage to the other player, but Savannah here is one of those people that's a great talker. She can talk her way out of anything. She can talk a name into anyone's head. And I think she really knows how to communicate her point and get it across and get people on board with it. Shannon, I mean, this entire season has shown from day 1 that she is not only a threat, but she's somebody that definitely can win this game. So even though I had mixing up names, Savannah at number 1 last week, I mean, we did see a little bit more from the other. I mean, I don't see how the other person doesn't get first place. So that's why I have to retract from Savannah right now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it would be pretty huge right now if anything else were to change, I would say.
There is one thing I want to note. Reading my notes, going back to all of Savannah's moments, she had a moment where she says she doesn't want MC to get the idol, MC having the beware advantage. This, I think, is a pretty interesting point because to me, if Savannah says I don't want MC to get the idol, that would be not good for my game, blah 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 blah, and MC gets the idol, I would think that is a notch against Savannah's edit. I would think that would be something intentional that Survivor has shown. And honestly, I kind of agree with Jay on this. The more and more I watch Savannah, I think she's getting looked at as a big threat by just aura. You know what I'm saying? And not just aura, but just the way that she talks and the way that she is. She's very confident. And I feel like it's easy for us to be like, Savannah's been playing the best game. But in reality, she's playing an honest, like, just pretty good game. It's nothing too crazy, nothing too amazing. She's just found herself in a majority alliance, and she's sticking with it. Mm-hmm. And I think that is a very good way to play the game. However, it just doesn't carry that fear where I want to be like, Savannah's default number 1. Because outside of just getting a lot of screen time and a lot of character content and a lot of her hating on Juwan, I want to see more strategy. And it might be a little bit petty. I don't know. I think Savannah is a call to action. I think Savannah is the response of people wanting a villain. And especially the archetype that is Savannah, because Savannah is a villain, but she's a certain type of villain. She is very confident and she doesn't care. She doesn't mince words. Tells it like it is. And is that really a villain, or is that just someone with confidence? Who's to say? You know what I'm saying? No, but Savannah But Savannah had a quiet episode. She didn't have to do much this episode, and that's okay, because the front runners need cooldown episodes. But do you know who didn't get a cooldown episode?
I feel like we've been having the gas pedal just slammed down. We're not taking our foot off the gas with this one.
Nope. Yep.
Oh, I love how gold it is. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's shining. Ooh. Woo! I got shivers down my spine.
So here's the thing. Are we feeling just way too excited and we want Sophie because Sophie's like Denise Stapley and she's like, Sophie's
just slithering. Sophie has like minimized her threat level. Nobody is even questioning how dangerous of a player Sophie is. And now with a knowledge is power. I mean, we saw this whole thing at the beginning where she tried to hide Alex's beware advantage idol box, right? She tried to hide it. And we see now that she's trying to keep this advantage to herself. A knowledge is power, something we haven't seen in so long. And it is, in my opinion, probably the most powerful advantage in the game. Being able to steal someone else's advantage is huge. And Sophie knows where one of them is.
Yep. And not just that, but Sophie she made a winning comment, I think. It's hard to say because we don't know how the rest of the season plays out. But she had a comment, she had a confessional that I think it's one of those notable ones. It's one of those, it's like Shaheen's I need to stay in control and not be the sucker kind of confessional. One where if she sticks to it, then I think she is the winner, no doubt about it. She says people like to tell her things. And she said that when she was talking about her knowledge is power, how she wants to hold on to it because she wants to understand and figure out who else has the idol. And
I have to be honest. I really think for the first time, I really do think that Sophie is the winner. I know I put her up there. You know, I don't remember if I did ever. I think there was one episode I did, but honestly, I think I believe it now more than ever. Now having this advantage, it's so hard. You know, if Sophie is somebody who makes it to the final three, how can you not recognize Sophie's game? She keeps going to tribal council. She has this advantage if she plays it correctly. I mean, it's just another thing on her resume. I don't see how Sophie doesn't win. They've really been showing a dominant game from Sophie, and Sophie doesn't even need to do much.
Yeah. And I see the comment from Jay, and I get it. This is a good comment to make, Jay. I like this a lot because I would also say the same thing. However, I think this is different because it's not necessarily her not winning a challenge or winning an immunity. It's about her not winning a challenge. And I think she had a big moment when she finally won the grilled cheese reward. And I think that makes up for her not getting a confessional about winning the challenge to make room for the tribal council and the chaos that was with that vote. I understand why that would be a knock, and that is concerning to read. However, I still think she had that moment, and I think as long as you have a moment like that, when your edit is going a certain way, then I think it is okay in the end. Is my response.
Yeah, but I'm stoked. A knowledge is power is I was excited just as a fan because it's such a powerful advantage that we haven't seen in a little bit. And you know, props to Sophie for thinking, you know, why don't we just look over here by myself?
Yeah.
It's pretty out of the box.
And that's fair enough too, Jay. And you know, I like if there's any other knocks too that we like. I love this back and forth. I love the Stockwatch people. I love the Stockwatch commenters because this is like the only place where I can talk about edits, where I can be like, Sophie said this to a camera in Fiji, and this is what it means for an episode that's going to air in 2 months. Like, you know how awesome that is? You know what a job is like? Like, you ever like sat down and really thought about Survivor Stockwatch, like what we do on this podcast? It's great. Great stuff. But you know, I think Sophie is getting the very classic winner edit, but it's not too much. I think Savannah is getting a more classic, like overt winner edit or decoy edit, where she's shown to be more like front and center. But I think there will be a coup eventually. And this might be a hot take, but like something rubs me the wrong way about this Hina Uli war and catastrophe, because I feel like it happens all the time where like when the tribe gets decimated, you can always tell. And I think they've been making it a little too obvious.
Okay.
And plus, I just want to I want to root for Steven and MC. Mainly Steven, but you know, you like MC too, Josh. And if MC wins, I want to be happy for you. Especially because like last season you thought Charity was going to win. So.
MC hasn't been to a tribal yet, and MC hasn't proven to me yet that she's worthy of a first place spot on my ranking. So I need to see a few tribal councils from MC, see how her game develops, and then I can take it from there. But right now, Sophie, I'm loving it.
And honestly, like when it comes to the rest of the cast, like there's no one I dislike. There's no one I think is wasting a spot. There are people I'm not rooting for, and there's people I'm rooting against, but I'm doing it in the fun way. Like I'm having fun because I'm rooting against Savannah. I won't lie. Like I want Savannah to get voted out by like MC or Jawan, but like at the same time, I'm rooting against someone. That's cool. I'm having fun with it. Or like I want Rizgod to like get shoved in a locker. Is that? But for Jay, it's Steven, Sophie, and then Savannah for winner. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm Sophie, Steven, and I want to see Savannah, but like realistically, realistically, probably Alex.
Oh. Hello? Wait, did Will just okay. What happened?
Never mind, guys. Savannah's winning the season, guys.
Uh-oh. Will, they took you out.
we can't talk about it, guys. No. But honestly, I think that's it. Like, Josh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm really excited for the rest of Survivor now, like or not Survivor now, for the rest of Survivor 49.
I think it's going to be unpredictable. To be quite honest, I felt that the pre-merge was very unpredictable. Oh, Gemini.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I can't necessarily talk about it in case there are people watching, but tomorrow there will be a game in my hometown called Survivor Connecticut, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very excited. Wearing one of the buffs, but this is just the production buff.
Ooh.
So I can't show any of the original colors or any of that.
I'll be there next season.
Dude, I wanted you to play.
I wanted to play, and then I realized that
play so bad.
The day after Halloween was just very rough because I would have to wake up really early, and I don't get out of work until really late. And I might have plans with friends after work anyways, so it just everything. And then I got scheduled for work. It was just not all the timings did not work out. But don't worry.
Well, tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. But we're here for Stockwatch. We're here to talk 49. And honestly, I'm ready for this unpredictable merge. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. I think the cast right now, like, I love the pre-mergers, but like I feel like the cream rises to the top. So I'm looking forward to it all.
I'm looking forward to it too.
And I look forward to seeing you all next week on the 7th to talk about the crazy and wacky, the mystical merge, the mythical merge, the aristocratic merge. And until then, we'll see y'all. Peace, peace.